Hey guys, it's jjaaxxthelegend here. Today, I'm here on the Minecraft Redstone tutorial. In this week's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build a super awesome bamboo farm, which can be linked up as your fuel system so you never have to go get coal again. Okay, so if I hop out of F5 mode, you can see the bamboo farm is behind me in all of its glory. And you can see I've hooked it up to 2 of my kelp farms. Now these are all going into the smelter, and the kelp is getting smelted by the bamboo. You can already see I've got a lot of dried kelp, like 1, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and almost a half stacks of dried kelp. Now this is super useful because now I can eat that, and they're super fast to eat, so I can eat it on the go. And also I've got quite a bit of bamboo left over to make my scaffolding back in there, because this creates so much bamboo. It is incredible, because bamboo is the fastest growing plant in Minecraft. Okay, now I'm gonna hop into my flat world, where you can see I've created this awesome bamboo fuel farm. See you guys there. Okay, I'm now in my super awesome redstone flat world, and behind me we have the bamboo fuel farm of doom. So we have pretty much 3 pieces of redstone. We have this little bit of redstone here, which is the transportation system, the redstone clock, and the redstone to hook it up to this this lamp here, and the flying machine, which destroys the bamboo. Now all of this is going into a basic smelting system at the moment, and you can see I've got a lot of bamboo left over, but you can hook this up to an industrial smelter, and if you want to see a tutorial for that, go check out the link in the description down below. And then you can have, say, some hoppers coming from your farm, or a water system going into some hoppers from your farm, like a potato farm, and then it going into this, and then you can see you get some smelted jacket potatoes. Okay, now that I've said that, let's hop into the tutorial. Okay, to start, grab out some slabs of some sort, or some building blocks, and build 2 blocks up, 1, 2. Then break the first block, and then place another 2 blocks to another block to the side. So you should have something that's like this. Then go 3 to each side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The reason I'm using slabs is because it's cheaper, because you get double the amount for half the amount of blocks, so that's why I'm using them. So now you have an 8 wide area. Now come 30 back, including this one. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30. So now you've got 30 that side. Now you want to do this on the other one. Remember, just make sure you remember that this is 1. So it goes 1, then 2, and then it goes all the way up. And then once you have built this, you want to fill this in with slabs. This 30 by 8 rectangle, you want to fill this in with slabs. So I'm going to chop to when I have finished. Okay, we have now made this 8 by 30 rectangle, and it is time to grab out some redstone blocks. So if I grab this out here, I'm going to come to this edge here, right here, including the block you're standing on, either right or left, either works, and you count 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on that 9th block, break that whole row, and then replace it either with redstone blocks, or turn them into blocks and power them with levers. But I think the redstone blocks is your safest bet, because if I used a lever over here, that could have activated one of these pistons. So I like to use redstone blocks, but you can use levers. Just be aware that you might have to replace a few with redstone blocks if these pistons get activated when there's nothing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Break those. Place them with redstone blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Break those. Replace them with redstone blocks. And then we should have a full loop, so this is enough to carry the minecart right around. So now we can grab out some rails. We only need 2 types for this at the moment. We will need detect rails later, but not now. Some regular rails and some powered rails. And come to one of the corners. I'm going to go to the right corner and skip this corner block here and go like this. And on top of every redstone block, place a powered rail. And do this loop like this, and then loop it around. Now, you're going to be doing this loop 4 times on each side. So I'll show you what that means. But once you get to here, you can see that connects, so you need to turn that around there, like that, and that one stays there, so this goes one further than that. You come back. So right here, I've done this loop, I have four times, like 1, 2, 3, and this is my 4th one, so this is going to be my last row of rails, and then I'm going to stop here, stop on this row right here, just like that. So you have, if I go back to the front, I'm actually going to place a line of bedrock at the front, because it's very different to all the blocks. So this is the front line here. This is where the front is. When I say the front side, I'm going to be referring to the side with bedrock on it. Okay, so if we come over to the bedrock side, or the front, you can see we've got 4 rows of rails, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to repeat this on the other side. So I'm going to quickly do that. Okay, I'm on my last row, but you want to stop this rail right here so it doesn't join up like that, because you want these to be 2 separate rails, because over here you can see you've got 2 separate minecarts going on there. So you should have something that looks from the front like that now. Okay, so now what you want to do is come to the front side, and on these 2 blocks here, or the 2 middle blocks, bring them out 2 more slabs like that. And then you can place rails up to the very edge on these, but on the second one, don't bring it up, because otherwise they'll connect, so you need to bring this one further back. And then break these rails and break the blocks there, and replace them either with redstone blocks or power them using levers, and then put some powered rails on there, just to make sure that they get there if they've got a full cart. Okay, for this next bit, you're going to need some rails, probably not 64, some minecart and hoppers, some detector rails, some pistons. You'll need actually 2 detector rails. You'll need 1 piston, 1 stone button, and some slabs. These have to be slabs, they can't be blocks, because we're actually going to be putting some minecarts inside of these slabs. So, okay. Oh, and you'll also need a hopper, 2 hoppers. Oops, almost forgot about those. Those are probably important, because otherwise we won't be able to get our bamboo. Okay, come to the very edge here and drop down and break the 2 blocks right there. Now, whichever direction you want your hoppers to be leading in, so say your smelting is over that way, point them in that direction. So you have this hopper's pointing going into that block there, this one right here, then this hopper is going to be going into that hopper, because my smelter would be say over there. But right now in this tutorial it's not, so my smelter is going to be directly in front, so I'm going to have it pointing in front. Then hold shift and place 2 rails on top of these hoppers, and place 2 blocks to the side. These can be 2 high slab blocks like this, but they can't just be a slab like that. Then place 2 minecart and hoppers on these blocks and break these 2 rails. And then don't break these blocks, because we'll need these blocks for redstoning, and keeps these minecarts in place. Place 2 slabs there, and place an upside down piston, like basically going into this slab, and place a button on it and press the button. Now the button will break, but the piston will push this slab down. Then you want to do the same with another piston, or you can just break that one and push that other slab down. So you should have like a pattern like that. And then you can place a detect rail here and a regular rail there. Then come out 2 blocks with slabs on both sides, and then 1 block to the side like that, and bring some regular rails right across, and place detector rail and right across. So that's what we should have built just then, and the minecart and hopper should be under there, like that. Let's fill that hole in and move on to the next bit. Okay, for this next bit, you're going to need some powered rails, some regular rails, some redstone blocks, and some slabs or blocks. Okay, to start, replace these 2 rails here and here with powered rails. Now you can power these either using a lever by making that into a block. This is completely safe to use a lever here, or over there you might have some problems if you did use a lever. Or you can power them with a redstone block, like this. So either are going to work. So now, once you have done that, place a rail like this, here and here, then come 1 more down and break a block into the floor. Then break 2 more blocks, coming to the side, and then 1 more, and do this on each side, coming like kind of to the front of the build. and then place rails like this. So you can see these rails aren't actually connected, but when this minecart comes down here, it'll still have enough speed to go around that corner. Then you want to come one block up using a regular rail, then you want to break this corner here and place a block there. Now this can be a redstone block, a regular block with a lever on it, or any sort of way to power that block. And then, so I'm going to be using a redstone block, and then place a powered rail on that. So come up one with a regular rail, redstone block, powered rail. Okay, for the next bit, you want to dump all the stuff out of your inventory except for the smooth quartz slabs, and grab out some redstone repeaters, some fence gates, and some redstone. All of that stuff. Okay, I'm going to be building this on one side first, and I'm going to say you can replicate this on the other side, because that's all you have to do. You want to place one repeater here coming out of that detect rail, then 2 more slabs in front of it, and 2 more repeaters in front of it. Set all of these to 4 ticks delay, so that's 3 clicks with your right click. Make those go into a block one diagonally up, which has a piece of redstone on it. Then come one diagonally up, coming away from the front of our farm, and place another redstone piece on it. Then come 3 blocks across, or 3 slabs across, and place 3 redstone repeaters, all on 3 ticks delay. So again, 4 ticks delay, so 3 clicks with your right click. Then make those go into a block which is directly in front of them, and then place a jungle fence gate or any sort of fence gate underneath this block. Now you can replicate it on the other side, so I'm going to quickly do that. So bang, bang, oop, bang, bang, oop. So again, make sure these are all on 4 ticks delay, and so that's 3 clicks. And make sure, because otherwise they won't stay here for long enough, because that's what this does. It holds them in that position for quite a few ticks, and then lets them go. But now it is time to move on to the hopper clock, which is underneath our rails here. So to start, come to like roughly the middle. It doesn't have to be like exactly the middle. You don't have to count out 15 blocks and go to the exact 2 block middle. I'm pretty sure this will have, and do it there, but you just want to come to the rough middle. Okay, the materials you're going to need are 2 redstone comparators, 2 repeaters, some redstone dust. This will vary on how, like, where your middle is, where your rough middle is. 2 hoppers, 1 redstone block, 2 sticky pistons, make sure they're sticky. Some building blocks, you'll only need about 3 of these, and 5 stacks of any sort of block that you can put in a hopper. Okay, now that you've got all of these materials here in my inventory, you want to come up to the very edge of your build. This can be on either side, and dig out 8, like, to the side, either way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm digging it that way, so I've got it like this. And then I'm going to be digging right to the very edge of this platform. So there. They're going to dig out this whole 8 by, I think it would be 8 by almost 8 or 8 by 9, because this is coming stick out. Just dig out this whole area here. So you've got this 1 deep area underneath this. Okay, and then what you want to do is come to the 2 block middle of this 8 wide area, and place a block here, and then place a hopper going into that block, and then break that block and place a hopper going back into the hopper. So you have these 2 hoppers, and you throw a block in there. You can see the items kind of just go in between. You want to grab that item back out now. And then you want to grab out some sticky pistons and place them diagonally from those hoppers on the opposite side. And see how this one's getting powered on. Sometimes you might have to move a powered rail on just that one, or you'll have to move this system one over because of the redstone block there. So if it's there, it won't get powered on. So I'm actually going to have to move this system one over, which isn't that too big of an issue. Just like that, and I'll have to break some more room there. So I've built exactly the same thing. I just need to watch out to make sure these aren't powering any pistons. Then place 1 redstone block on either side of those pistons, and place a comparator coming out each of your hoppers on this side here and this side here. Make them go into a repeater, and bring some redstone around going into the back of those pistons. And in either one of your hoppers, place your 5 stacks of blocks. And then we have our full hopper clock. Now we just have to hook those up to some redstone lamps that we're going to add very soon. Okay, for this next bit, you're going to need to hook it up to some redstone lamps that we're going to be adding. You're going to need some redstone dust, some redstone repeaters, two redstone lamps, either 2 obsidian, 2 furnaces, or 2 chests. You can choose between the 2 of those, so you might have 2 furnaces instead of 2 obsidian, but I'm going to be using obsidian because I think it looks the most stylish. Oh, and you'll also need some building blocks. Okay. To start off the lamps, you want to come to the front of your build here and go to the right rail, this right corner here, and build 4 blocks up, 1, 2, 3. But on the 4th block, place a redstone lamp. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and then redstone lamp 4. And then place a piece of obsidian or a furnace or a chest behind that. Then break those blocks there. So this is actually, let's go with, it is 2 blocks above our rail system. So there is our first one. So now we need to power this by using this hopper clock down here. So to do that, you want to bring your rail. We're not going to be hooking it up just yet. Bring your system along here. And you can see the current has died out just there. So you want to add a repeater in. And then you want to bring it around this redstoning so it doesn't get too close to it, and it ends right there, aligned with this. Actually, no, you can probably bring it one more over, so it ends right there, aligned with that. Okay, so now it's time to do this on the opposite side. Okay, for the next side, you want to come to the front here and see how this redstone lamp is aligned with that group of rails there. You want to go to the side and kind of walk up this rail line here, so the one next to this one. Walk to the very end like this, and then count 5 blocks out using some building blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that from the very edge, and come 1 diagonally up and count 1, 2, 3 up, and then place a redstone lamp on top of that 3 high pillar, and then a piece of obsidian behind it. Then break all of those scaffolding blocks. Now that you've done this, like what you did before, you want to connect it up to this redstone block here. So this line is going to come out of that redstone block and go into that one, but you also want it to come over here and go into the other one. So bring your redstone along. As soon as it dies out there, place a repeater. Then you want to align it with this redstone lamp there, just like that. Okay, now it's time to hook these redstone lamps up to this redstone down here. So to do that, you're going to need some redstone dust, some yellow concrete or building blocks. This could be dirt. Any block redstone can be placed on, and some redstone torches for this side here. Now if you fly over here, we're going to start on this back side here. You can just build a staircase going straight up to the top. You want to make sure it's still in the 15 range, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See, if that ended on 16 up there, if I had to go up, if my repeater was back there for some reason, like you added one there, but if you build it the same way, it should work. But if not, if say the repeater is a bit further back, so say it's back here, and I haven't got a repeater there, you can see that my thing just reaches up here. So that's what you want to be aware of, that this redstone is still turned on, or this redstone lamp is still turned on. But I'm going to put my repeater back here, because I think that's a much better place, because it's just on the edge, and my redstone lamp is clearly turned on. But now for this next side, you don't want to do a staircase up because this redstoning is in the way, and you don't want to combine it with this redstoning. So what you want to do is place 1 redstone here, then place a yellow concrete block, a redstone torch, a yellow concrete block for your building block, a redstone torch, and finally 1 more torch. And then come right to the side, just build a line and connect it up with this redstone lamp here. So you've got a torch tower leading up to this redstone lamp, just like that. So now, if this changes over from its regular state, which it should be very soon, you'll see that this will move across and my redstone lights will turn off. Now you can see that this redstone block has moved across and it's not powering this, which means this one is turned on and this one over here is turned off. So the front one's turned on and the back one is turned off. Okay, now it's on to the fun, well kind of fun and a bit boring part of adding in your dirt or your coarse dirt or whatever you're building this with, the floor with. Now I've got a whole video explaining what the properties of bamboo are and what blocks it can be placed on, so make sure to go check that out in the description down below. Okay, I'm going to quickly fill in this area, so you want to go right to the edges, just like this, so you have another 30 by 8 dirt block area on top of this rectangle. So let me do that quickly. Okay, for the next part, we're going to be building the sort of walls now around our bamboo farm. Now, you're either going to have to grab out some obsidian, some glazed terracotta, some chests, or some furnaces, because we need some sort of block that slime blocks do not stick to go around here. Where if I show you, if I grab out some slime blocks and a piston, this is basically how it works. If I place slime blocks on top of every single one of these and place a piston here, place a piston there, and grab out a button and power that piston, you see the slime blocks just go straight over the top of it and it kind of just gets pulled back, which is exactly what we want. So for style, you can either use this or this, but these can look the furnaces can look okay if you have them, the back is facing. But I'm going to be using obsidian because I like the dark purple style, which I've used for all of my other farms, and I think this is going to go well with purple glass. Okay, once you have chosen your block, what you want to do is come to either side of your farm and build one diagonally up, and then build right across like this. Then come one more to the side on each side, and build 2 more blocks up. Then add a little roof onto that, so you've kind of got like a loop here. That's like, and the hole is the width of the farm where your flying machine is. Now you want to do this on the other side as well. So I'm just going to do this quickly. Then come 1 block over, go up, and then you have to do this, go 1 block over. Make sure it's going 1 block over, otherwise your flying machine will get stuck. And then if you want, you can not put any more of these blocks in here, but I'm going to add them in around the sides. You don't have to do this, but I think it just blends it in with the other bits if you're trying to make it look pretty. So I'm just going to blend it in just by doing this. So there we have the starting of our walls. Okay, so now you want to grab out some glass or some building blocks. Now I've made this 9 high just so all of the blocks that sometimes can get thrown up at a very low chance don't get like thrown over the edges. Now you can make it shorter and put a roof on it, but then again, if you make it too short, the bamboo won't be able to grow very high. So you want to get either in the middle if you want to add a roof, like make it 6 blocks high or something like that. So now I'm going to grab out my glass, and because I'm not adding a roof, I'm going to add 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9 of glass and 1 of obsidian, so that's a total of 10. And then I have to fill in all of these walls. So let me go do that now. Okay, so I'm on to my last few kind of bits. Okay, and I'm finished. Now I've made this so a total of 10 high, but I've got 9 high glass. But you need to add some sort of light into this room, because otherwise when it gets dark, your bamboo farm will stop working. So if you're adding a roof, you can add in some lanterns on the roof in the new snapshot. But if you haven't added a roof, or you don't want to add lanterns on the roof, you can go around the sides, and every, say, like 10 blocks, you can add in one of these sea lanterns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just roughly, just needs to make sure you've lit up the whole room. Awesome, so we've got that. So now we're going to build the flying machine. But before we do that, I want to make sure you guys come down here, buy this redstone clock, and deactivate it. So there are no block updates for a while until we reactivate it. Because otherwise, when we're placing in our bamboo, our thing will go flying across and destroy us. And that's definitely not what we want. So let's go build the flying machine now. Okay, for this flying machine, you're going to need 2 types, like 2 glass, this can be any type, 8 slime blocks, 2 sticky pistons, make sure they're sticky, and 2 observers. Okay, to start by placing a white stained glass in that corner there, on your front side, and then place another white stained glass in that corner, then move it 1 back, like that. Then place 3 slime blocks coming towards the middle, so they sort of end like that. Then place a piston facing towards that one like that one like that, so you have this checkered pattern of pistons and slime. Then place an observer, like that, so the arrow is pointing into the slime block, and the like this flat side of the triangle is facing the redstone lamp. And you want to do this on the other side. However, the flat, you want to make it so it goes here. So the face, I'm going to grab some blocks. So the face, just might need to add some scaffolding blocks. Yep, we're going to have to do that. So the face is pointing towards the opposite side. And your face should be directly aligned with your redstone lamp, which it is. So if you walk down here, you can see this is aligned with my redstone lamp, and it's also aligned with my observer face. So now that we've got that, it is time to plant in the bamboo. So this is pretty simple. You just have to go around and plant some bamboo everywhere, just everywhere, on all these blocks. And before you start the farm, you want to make sure it grows at least 2 blocks high, because otherwise you're going to get your machine going across when some of them are just saplings. So you either want to bone meal them or just wait. You can just wait though, because they do grow really quickly. Okay, so I'm on to my last few rows, and you can already see some of it has started to grow. So you honestly don't have to wait that long, and you want to make sure you get it on all the blocks. And once your bamboo grows, it will be pretty obvious which ones don't have blocks. So now we've got all of our bamboo placed, it is time to wait for them to grow. So I'll come back once they have grown a bit. Okay, my bamboo has fully grown, but before we activate the system, it is time to create the delivery system to our auto smelter or silo. The materials that you will need for this delivery system will vary on how far away or how close your smelter or silo is to your farm. So I'm going to be showing you guys the basic method and just a few of the materials. Okay, for this build you're going to need some droppers, some comparators, some repeaters, some dust, some hoppers, and some chests. Now these chests might already exist in your auto smelting system, or they might not, so it depends. You may or may not need these. Okay, to start, come to the right side of this rail system here, so this one right here, and then dig 2 blocks down directly in front of you. Directly below you, not in front of you. And then dig 2 blocks in, and you should see this hopper here, which is going into nothing. And this hopper here is going into that one. Then come to here and dig 2 more blocks out, and dig this out here, so you have this area to move around. And then place hoppers starting from there. You create a hopper chain, so it all links up, and then this very end hopper here is going into a block like that. Then you can fill in this hole. Okay, now you want to come here and break this block this hopper is going into, and then break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more blocks to the side, or however many you want your, however far your farm away is. And then place hoppers, a hopper chain, coming right back, so it connects up with this first hopper chain that you built. So when you drop an item onto these detector rails here, like say a piece of redstone, you'll see it'll go through all these hoppers. Just saw it there, that was actually perfect time, and then it will end up here. Just like that. Then break this block right in front of this hopper here, and place 3 droppers directly on top of each other, like that. So one of them is in the ground. Then break 3 blocks like this behind the dropper, and then place a comparator coming out of the dropper, a repeater, another comparator, and turn this comparator on by right clicking it. So it should have that little light on. Then break blocks here, here, and here, and surround it with redstone dust. Or you can do this on the opposite side, doesn't really change it much. And then come right around and bring your redstone, so it comes 1 step up, like that, and goes into a repeater, which then powers this dropper here, and this dropper here. So when you put an item in this bottom dropper, like say I'm going to put quite a few in here so you can see it, 16, they will all spew out at the top like a fountain. Okay, it's time to add in your chests, or if you've already added in your chests, they should be at least 2 blocks away from this system, like that, so there's a 2 block gap between them, so it doesn't interfere with any of the rail systems. So depending on which side you're coming from, the chest that your fuel goes into will be on different sides. So the chest that my fuel goes into, if I'm coming from this side, will be right here. So I'm going to place some hoppers going into this chest, and I'm going to bring this hopper chain right along until it's directly above this dropper. Okay, so that's the delivery system complete. So now if I throw any items on top of this detector rail here, you'll see this system will activate very soon, once these items get passed through. then they will go into this chest here. So now, it's time to activate our bamboo system and to put in the minecarts. To activate the system, you're going to need your one piece of redstone that you broke over there, and a minecart with hopper in it. You need 2 of these. Now, place your minecart and hoppers before you place that piece of redstone dust, because otherwise you'll lose a lot of bamboo. Okay, to place your minecart and hoppers, come over to these detect rails and place 1 on each one. Just like this. And then you'll see they will get passed through. Then they'll go zooming along on their adventure. Then what you want to do is come back over here and activate this redstone by placing it right there. Then you will experience a little bit of lag if you're on a less beefy PC, and while this flying machine goes across. Now, if you're a bit worried about the lag, you can go around and destroy a few of the bamboo so they're not as high, but I wouldn't worry about it too much because it doesn't give you too much lag. Okay, I've flown over here and you can see this chest here has already started to fill up with a lot of bamboo. And we also have next to this some redstone dust which we put in earlier to test that it was working, so it obviously is. And then next to this chest we have the chest where you would link your farm to. Okay, I am back in my overworld and you can see my bamboo farm is hooked up to my auto smelter via a water chain, which then gets put into a hopper chain which goes into my dropper system. Now, if you'd like to see a tutorial on this auto smelter and this kelp farm, check out the links in the description down below. And if you want to, you could even hook this up instead of a kelp farm to a potato farm or something like that. Although it takes 4 bamboo to smelt 1 item, this bamboo farm produces a lot of bamboo, enough to supply all of your smelting needs. So with this bamboo farm, you have infinite fuel so you can smelt all of your goodies. So, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and remember to subscribe if you're new. I'd really appreciate your support if you hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys later. Peace. Oh, and remember, stay carbonated.